Answer the phone. Let me see what you look like.
I wasn't comfortable showing you what I look like, but it is what it is. And if I don't pay attention what I look like, then thank you for asking me to turn around. You know I don't like looking like that. But anyway, I ain't finna try to get you back. I just got a question I want to ask you. Because like you see that I need to change because I'm not representing God with my physical body the way I would like to. But I'm here now, so that means I got to do what I got to do to change. But I got a question I want to ask you. I'm finna go take a left. But I want to ask you a question concerning, I saw you online last night. And I have, I've been telling y'all about, been doing all that dancing in church. But y'all, my question to you is, I used to do it. Don't get me wrong. I used to go to church because in my head, I love God. And I'm thinking about the goodness of God or thinking about God to help me pay a bill. Then sometimes I'm crying over some emotional thing, but I'm shouting because I love God. And I'm just kind of, doing my own thing the best way I know how. But since I've been reading the word, I just found out that I was out of order. But I saw you last night. And my question to you is, when you would stand up there doing all that shouting, and the cameras were on you, and you knew you had some tall shoes on, you had a blue dress on, you had something wrapped around your head. So when you were doing all that dancing, what was causing you to do that? You felt the spirit. Okay. So is the only time you feel the spirit is when you hear that music? It's, you remember when Nebuchadnezzar said they had came up with this idea that every time you hear that music, you had to bow down. And they started, and Daniel was like, I ain't finna bow down. And so they told Daniel, went back and told Nebuchadnezzar that Daniel didn't bow down because he didn't, when the music started playing, he was still doing what he had to do, taking care of business as the president. But it's something about that music when it plays, it just make people shout. And I'm not, I know you saying that you felt the spirit, but I say no, you didn't. And I think it's what I'm saying is that because that same spirit, let me tell you how I know. But you ain't got to say I can't tell you. I know that's what you said. Okay, the only way you and I can agree is that we listen to each other. So what I'm saying is, I went to a basketball game in 1978, I believe. I had just went to a basketball game between Jackson State and Valley State. And Valley had not won that game in over 20 years. I guess some years, a lot of years had gone by. And it was a long time. If I say 20, I might be stretching it. But anyway, it was quite a few years that Jackson State had beat Valley. And I had never been to a basketball game. I had no idea, what I was doing. I was sitting up in the bleachers by myself. And then we won. We won that game. Man was pulling out. We won the game. And I was so excited. I jumped up. I started speaking in tongues. I was turning around. I was doing everything that I did in church, which scared me. It scared me so bad until I was like, what was that? Because it was the same excitement. It's the thought of something good happening, and it made me want to move. And the music, there was no music there, but it was just so much praise and so much, adoration for, or whatever it is that you do at the game where you win. And I walked out that game, I was so confused, I didn't know what to do. But then when I started seeing the word of God, then I started seeing that most of what I went to church to do at that time was that, we didn't have what we call, quote, a good time unless we was dancing and shouting and somebody playing music. Okay. I started reading the word, and then I saw what they used to say, how David danced, and they used that as an excuse for us to dance. But when David danced, it was because the purpose of his dancing was David had put down something that he went back to get, which was the Ark of the Covenant. And when he saw that that thing was back with in Israel, back with the people of God, he was praising God because the understanding of the word was put back in the position it should have been. Because he was the reason why the ark was in the condition of where it was, because he was the king. He told him he didn't want it because Uzzah had died. And you have to know that story. But anyway, I did learn why David danced. And then I see that when I'm in the Word of God, hold on, I'm almost done. Don't do that, because most time when I'm trying to tell you something, you get busy. I'm not talking long. Okay, I'm almost done. When you don't have the Word of God, there is no reason to dance. Because you can go to the club, you can go to a basketball game, and you can dance wherever there's dancers. Because you would look totally inappropriate if you were going to the grocery store, to the mall, or to a restaurant, and you start dancing like that. Because evidently it's going to be like the book of Daniel said, when they heard the music, then they got up and danced. That's all I wanted to say. But I saw you last night, and you had some tall shoes on, thing wrapped around your head, and the girl was standing to the left, and they had you on TikTok on more than, and they were just posting that stuff because whatever y'all were doing, you know, it was something people wanted to see. So they, you know, you had some likes. I don't know how many. I didn't look at all that. And then as soon as I swiped up, I saw a white church doing the same thing. So it's not a black thing, but it is a black thing in my world because that's all I've been around. So I'm just telling you that we need to read the word. Because if that's all you dancing over something that God did, what you gonna do if he didn't do it? And he tell you to wait 20 years before he do it, you ain't gonna dance? Child, we gotta get to work. Anyway, call me back later. Love you. Bye.